Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to The Color of Beautiful After Dark. I'm Dr. Karen Moore, and I am so glad to be here tonight and have a few moments to talk to you for this After Dark series. And I want to remind you of a few things that we're doing 30 days to courage and self confidence, which we started a few days ago. And you can go to The Color of Beautiful on our blog and you'll find the different articles and the different subjects that we're going to talk about each night here for our After Dark series, right? So I wanted to make sure that you guys know you can go to thecolorofbeautiful.com/blog. Color is spelled COLOUR because you are beautiful. So you can go to the blog and sign up also to get email notifications for when the blog that particular day's blog post goes live. So I wanted to remind you of that. And I want to talk tonight about the post for today is about start by looking back and seeing how far you've come. And this has been something that I know when I've had the opportunity to do this, and especially when I am feeling like there are times when we feel like we haven't accomplished much, or many times when things are slow and they're not taking off and moving like we would want them to move. Many times it is so important to look back and see how far you've come. So one of the things that I did in a group that I was in, and they said to take a sheet of paper and write down the 10 badass things that you have done over the last 5 years. And when I stopped to really think about it, there I was quite impressed. Let me just say. I was quite impressed about the things that I have managed to accomplish. And when you take the time to do that, to start looking back and you start having that reflection and the gratitude for the things that you have done and that God has allowed you to accomplish, the opportunities that you've had. And so I am a poet, which is it's the thing that is just who it's really who I am. And one of the things that I really love doing is spoken word musical theater. And so when I looked back at it and I saw that I produced I produced two spoken word musical theatrical pieces, and I realized that I had performed in Philadelphia, Wilmington, Atlanta. I had the opportunity to perform a piece in Uganda. And when I look and I see I've established an initiative, the I Am the Color of Beautiful Global Spoken Word Initiative and Movement. And I've done workshops. And so I have a workshop that's coming up next week, From Pain to Prose, where we're going to look at writing spoken word and about writing and journaling and being able to express the things that we deal with and the things that we go through, and to be able to do that in spoken word poetry. And how do you prepare to perform and prepare to tell your story, because our stories need to be told. So it was so amazing to me to really reflect back on all the things that I've done, and to be able to say, you know, to understand that you can gain a lot of self-confidence from looking at what you've done and what you've accomplished. and the things that you have created, the things that God has allowed you to create and bring to life. And I even look many times at, I haven't been able to crochet recently because I think I spend so much time on the computer. I'm having some issues with my wrist, but even when I look back at the things that I've crocheted and, the joy that they have brought to other people, I can look back and I can reflect on that and I can really say that I am now my own personal cheerleader, right? Because I'm like, wow, that is amazing. There aren't a whole lot of people that can say they've produced theater. And I mean, I even had at one time a producer who was interested in taking it to off Broadway. Now that didn't work out, but it was confirmation to me about the caliber of the work that I do, and that I'm able to help other people to write and perform if they so choose. And so here I am now as a spoken word artist. I am an advocate. I am a musician. I don't play too much anymore, but I'm a musician. I'm a songwriter. And I have put all these things together to create theater. And it is, when I look at it now, it is an amazing, amazing thing. So I want you tonight to take the time to think about and reflect about what you have accomplished over these last however long you choose to, whatever period of time you choose to look at it, to look back and see what you have accomplished and what you bring to the world and how important you are to yourself, to your family, to your community, to the country, to the world. And when you really stop back and look at the things, and then I mean, there's things that I have been. How do I want to say? There are things that I've been given in the sense that I'm a World Civility Ambassador. I was named a leading light of greatness. You know, I was given an honorary doctorate in arts and worship. And so it's in these things that you look at and you can say, because it's funny because I many times I will say to my husband, do you know who I am? And he doesn't want to list all my accolades because I tell him I am World Civility Ambassador, leading light of greatness, Queen Dr. Karen Moore, right? So, when I look at this, and I'm so grateful to God for the honors and for the things that he has allowed me to be gifted with, not just my talents, but the other things that he has allowed me to be gifted with. And so when you start walking in that reflection and in the gratitude of the amazing things God has allowed you to do in your life, it builds your self-confidence. And you're like, wow, God allowed me to do that. God allowed me to have a theater production and a theater company. And God is allowing me now to be able to help transform lives through the spoken word, continue to transform lives through the spoken word, because that's what I do when I do my theater. Lives are transformed. Women have told me how their lives were transformed by the work that I do on stage. So now I'm able to also bring that work and show other women how to transform their lives through art and spoken word. So tonight, as you get ready to wind down and as you prepare to rest, because we constantly talk about, when we talk about being beautifully balanced, it's not about being perfect. It's about having an awareness and an understanding of where we are in different aspects of our life. So when you're talking about self confidence, where are you? with your self-confidence. And if you're not in alignment with your self-confidence, then one of the things that you can do is reflect on the amazing things that you have done. And when you really look back and see them, think about the amazing things that you have done. And there's a book. There's a book called "You're a Badass," and when you look back and think about your badass moments, and excuse me if the language is, but when you look at it and say, you know what, that was a badass moment, and cherish those, celebrate those moments, those those opportunities, those things that have happened in your life. Celebrate them, bring them back to your remembrance. Be grateful to God for all of them, and let it build your self-confidence. Let it let you know that, yes, I had those moments. I'm having more and more every day. I'm going to have a moment of celebrating how amazing and phenomenal I am. So as you lay down tonight, tell yourself how phenomenal you are. Write down, take the time to actually think and reflect, and write down those amazing moments that you've had in your life, and be prepared when you wake up tomorrow to start having more of those absolutely incredible, amazing moments. From Pain to Prose workshop is starting next Thursday, March 18th. You can visit the website, thecolorofbeautiful.com. I was trying to see, I'll also put it in the comments. I don't think I did it this time, but you can join me with From Pain to Prose. We're going to work through some spoken word and work through some things about telling our truths, being able to tell your truth, to really search deep inside. Now, From Pain to Prose is really about overcoming the hurt and trauma of colorism, and about being able to love this beautiful, beautiful, deeply melanated skin that you're in. And it will also help you to do some journaling and to be able to work on how, telling your story. So I hope that you'll join me next Thursday, March 18th, From Pain to Prose. I'll put the link in the comment for you to sign up. It's an 8-week workshop. It's once a week for 8 weeks. And it's just about an hour and a half, between an hour and a half, where we really dig deep and start searching and understanding some things about how we see ourselves, and about telling our stories, and being able to not only write, but to be able to actually tell our stories on a stage or on a platform or online or wherever it is you want to tell your story. Being able to tell our stories, because our voices, our stories need to be heard, and we need to be the ones telling it, right? So I thank you guys so much. Be blessed. Have an incredible, incredible night. And we'll be here tomorrow at 9 p.m. for The Color of Beautiful After Dark. We say it loud, we wear it proud. I am the color of beauty.